Hello everyone, I'm Hillary with Dominion Tea, and today we're going to talk about water temperature in tea. So for those of us that have been drinking tea for a long time, we absolutely know the importance of water temperature, but it's always worth a refresher just to kind of revisit and also to give you an excuse to play with some of your teas. So generally speaking, you need to know your type of tea before you even start to play with your water temperature, so you know how to set a good water temperature. So your less oxidized teas, so this is going to be your whites, your greens, yellows, your more green-like oolongs, are going to want lower water temperatures. But there is such a thing as too low. And so what you're going to look for when you're playing with your water temps is watch your mouth feel. When it starts to really feel like water and you're not getting the right amount of particulate, especially if you're playing with something like a Puerhs silver needle or a Japanese green, you'll know when you've got the water temperature too low because you will lose mouthfeel. Generally, I haven't found anything below 165 degrees works with any of the tea, because you absolutely lose the mouthfeel on the tea. So when we talk about mouthfeel, this is like, what do you feel inside your mouth after you've swallowed? So for those of you who are the black tea drinkers, you're gonna know this immediately because your tongue and the roof of your mouth oftentimes dry. And we use the word astringent to describe that flavor. Well, guess what? If you're working with your black teas and you drop that water temperature down, that astringency disappears. And this is where you can start to have fun. So your white and your green teas, you don't want to increase that water temperature to get more astringency, because what you're going to do is you're actually going to burn it and you're going to get bitterness. So if you've had green tea before that was bitter, it's highly likely it was brewed at too high of a temperature. Most green teas, you're not going to take above 185 degrees. The sweet spot's usually about 175 degrees. Your oolongs, when you start to get mid-range, absolutely 185 degrees. Your dark ones, like Da Hong Pao, can take a boil if you want to go that high, but you're not required to. You're going to get just about the same effect at around 195 to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Your black teas, however, absolutely need that higher water temperature. So keep in mind, they're now fully oxidized. The moisture level in them is going to be less than 5%. So you're re-wetting a really dry sponge. And so you need that heat to do that. Now, we talked about astringency. Darjeeling is a great example of this. If you find Darjeeling to be too astringent, don't brew it at a boil, drop it down to 200 degrees. And try again. You're going to watch the astringency disappear. Now, you may lose some of the scent and the floral notes in some of these complex teas, but it's actually, it's a trade-off for you. I happen to find Darjeeling at 200 a much nicer cup of tea, but that's a personal preference. So keep in your ranges. Don't go too high because you're going to burn your tea and make it bitter, but also don't go too low because you're going to lose the effect. For those of you who are still using a stovetop kettle, not a problem. Just get your water in your cup first. Water will lose 5 degrees in temperature about every minute after you've poured it in. So wait about 2 to 3 minutes and you'll be down to what you need for a green tea. For the rest of you who are looking for something a little bit easier, I can't live without mine. This is my electric kettle that plugs in with the buttons already programmed, so you don't have to think about it. That also allows those of us in households with multiple tea drinkers not to fight over water temperature too much. It becomes really easy to take it up and down. So play, have fun and enjoy, and keep in mind your water temperatures. We hope you enjoyed learning more about tea with us. Hit the subscribe button so that you can be notified when we add more videos to our channel. And check out the highlighted videos to learn even more about tea. And last but not least, you can check out all of the teas we talk about in our videos at dominiontea.com.